Hey guys, Sovereign Jane Jenkins here, and I am the author of P Policy. It's a book about setting boundaries and maintaining self-respect. It's a self-help book to elevate the consciousness of young women in society. So today I want to talk about dealing with manipulators. And the best way to deal with manipulators is, hold up, don't, unless they are family members and you have to interact with them based off the fact that you're connected to them through a bloodline. But otherwise, if you have a manipulator in your life and you're seeing that they're doing certain things to impact you and change your behavior based off their own needs and their own aspirations, you don't have to deal with them. You can put them in the category of manipulators, label that, and put it to the side and start dealing with people who know you and are interested in your growth and want to grow with you instead of trying to get control of you through your mind. Now, I've dealt with manipulative friends. I dealt with manipulative family members. I've dealt with manipulative neighbors. I've dealt with manipulative coworkers. So any field in your life, you can have somebody that uses manipulative tactics against you in order to influence your behavior. And if you see that, you can also just take a moment and pause and look at them and ask, what did you just say? That's interesting. That's an interesting perspective. Or you can just take a second and analyze, what are their aspirations? What are they going to get out of that response that they just gave me? How are they expecting me to respond? And don't respond that way. Go the opposite direction. That's how you win with a manipulator. And if they're dating you, you can just cut ties at any moment, right? You don't need permission. You don't have to get a warning sign. They know what they're doing. These are human beings. If they choose to be toxic and manipulative, especially in the beginning, the first 90 days, fire them. You don't need a warning. You can give them the pink slip by them not being able to contact you. There's no need for a conversation. I mean, yes, that would be the adult thing to do, the wise thing to do, the growth thing to do. But let's be honest here. Time is so valuable. Some conversations are not even worth having. And when you value your time on that level, you don't desire to have the conversation. So therefore, you can cut that off immediately and choose not to be an instrument of their manipulation. How about that? And don't feel guilty about it. This is your life. You get to choose how you move, who you communicate with, and who you choose to will and deal with on a daily basis. And that is perfectly okay. That's wisdom. You grow over time. You grow to know who's for you and who's against you based off how they react to you. And if you can read body language and subtle changes in micro facial expressions, you can tell how somebody feels about you just based off watching. And I can see straight through people. I've gained that over time. Initially, I was naive, but now I know. And you can feel when something is off and something is just not right. And if you feel that, it's okay to take a step back and let that person display who they are and take off the mask. And if you don't like what's behind the mask, you can easily distance yourself. That is the wise choice. That is the responsible choice. That is the growth choice. And don't let nobody make you think that you should feel guilty for choosing you. It's okay to choose yourself. We are human beings. It's okay to be selfish, not selfless at times, unless you have children. When you have children, you have to be selfless because you have to give to the next generation until they're old enough to provide for themselves. So 18, 21 plus, well, some parents, they never stop giving. They continuously pour into their children. That's how my mom was, and that's why I am the way I am today. And I'm so thankful for her love and graciousness and her gratitude and having the honor of being her daughter, because it could have been a lot worse because I had a lot of nurturing growing up. And given my background with trauma and my touch points, that's what saved me overall. And I've learned that you have to set boundaries with manipulators. If you do not set boundaries with manipulators, you will not be in control of your life. They will be controlling you and pulling the strings, even if it's just over the phone. But they manipulate you better in person when they're seeing you face to face because they can see your facial expressions, your microaggressions, your body language. So be mindful of that when you're dealing with people. because people are very smart and people know how to get what their wants and get their needs fulfilled through you by pressing certain buttons and pulling certain levers. And if you notice that they have that power over you, it's okay to step back and see what they'll do. Will they step forward or will they kind of bow down some? So keep your eyes open. And I'll talk about that a little bit in this book. My ex was a good manipulator. I had to give it to him because I was green, I was virgin, and I really did not want to get in that relationship initially, but I was talked into it because people said that he was a good guy. But people are only good if they have to be. Like if you make them be good, if they can make a choice to be bad. And if they're bad, you have to punish them by removing your presence because we don't want to tolerate bad behavior because you reinforce it by staying around. And that was the issue. I reinforced bad behavior by sticking around when I should have been gone when the behavior first showed up and not look back. Because at the end of the day, I could have saved myself so much time and heartache. But we learn over time and we learn to be a better version of ourselves. That's the goal after all. So the point of it all is to understand that everybody has to have boundaries and self-respect. Once you have those two things in place, you can rule the world. And then you can go on and be successful in whatever field that you choose. But you have to choose you. And you have to choose not to be manipulated and not to be one of those people who are robots and not have a mind of your own. And if you find yourself in a situation where you're too deep and too far gone and your head is tied up and your emotions are confused, you need to literally pause, put this person on ice, and distance yourself and go slow. Más despacito. Go slower. More slow. Because if you go slower and they try to speed it up because they're manipulating you, you can see their intentions better. And you can sit back and watch them. Watch them as far as their actions and watch them as far as their words. And make sure that the two do line up. Because if they're not lining up, that's your red flag. That's the key to understand it's time to disappear. You don't owe them an explanation. You can be gone. And some people like to argue that that's where Stockholm syndrome comes in. Like you start to have feelings and emotions and you're defending your manipulator and you don't even realize you're in mental bondage because you like the situation, you like their interactions, you like the toxicity, but at some point, all of that is detrimental to your mental health. And when you notice that and notice that you're crying more than you're happy and you're doing things out of the ordinary and you're operating on autopilot mode because of you're sad and you don't know how to self-regulate and regulate your emotions and your emotional intelligence is lacking, go slower. Take a break. Give some space. Go to your parents' house. Talk to somebody about it. Get a therapist. Get a coach. Get a psychologist. Do something for you. Because at the end of the day, this life is brief. It's not everlasting. I believe the word is laconic. Yeah, I'm using GRE words today, guys. Laconic. So therefore, be who you want to be. And don't let nobody control you with words and no actions. Why would you do that when you don't have to? You can get help and you can get out of that situation at any time. So, P Policy, the book is on Amazon as well as Kindle and other online platforms. Look it up, search it. Volume 2 will be coming soon. It's already in the box. It's in the computer. So, as always, love always, Sovereign Jane Jenkins.